Well, there we go. Muscles and Magic the Gathering live. I actually wanted to go live a little bit earlier tonight, but we ran into some technical difficulties. Regardless, we are here now. And we are ready to talk about one of the most difficult subjects in Magic the Gathering, and it's how to make cuts to your favorite commander deck. And I actually want to go through a few of mine live to just show you my thought process when it comes to making cuts. Now, first of all, cutting your friends, cutting the cards from your commander deck is, it's a painstaking process. It causes me all kinds of stress, but it's a reality of the commander game. Every couple of months, a new set comes out. Every couple of months, there's new cards. You got to get rid of the old cards. You got to include new cards. And there's certain times where cards come out that have to absolutely be included in your commander deck. There are auto includes. Now, sometimes you don't get those, but the best example I can think of is the Tarkir Dragonstorm set. When that came out, everyone was changing their dragon deck. Like, there was cards like Dracogenesis that you had to make room for. But if you're already playing with a finely tuned deck, then you got to make cuts. Something has got to go. The other thing that's going to happen is you're going to build a deck with a lot of emotion. You're going to put cards you really like. You might have some pet cards, and you might go play on a Friday night. You might be doing Friday Night Magic. And one of the things that might happen is your deck might not work like intended. Your deck might not win. Your deck might lag. And then you got to go home, and then you got to make some cuts, and that becomes very, very difficult as well. So again, today, we are going to talk about how to make cuts to your commander deck. That's the intro. We might as well get started. And I'm actually not going to do the Scarab God first. Actually, I am going to do the Scarab God first. I have 3 total zombie decks, and I want to update them all. And so the first thing I am going to do is I am going to update my most powerful deck first, because I want to add the most powerful cards to it, and we will flow down from there. So this deck, it's on my Mox field. It's called the Hordes of Raccoon City, all right? Now, the Hordes of Raccoon City is my elite zombie deck. It's worth $2,500. The total mana value is 181, and it is helmed by the Scarab God. Demo FPV, hello, good to see you. Smash that like button if you like this content. Help get the algorithm up. The more people we get here, the more lively the conversation, and it will be a great show. And while we're on that note, I'm just going to do a quick check. I'm a little spooked by the technical difficulties, so I just want to make sure everything is working right, and it appears that it is. So, all that said, we are going to cut my favorite deck first. Now, why are we going to cut my favorite deck first? Because, like I said, the additional cards can flow down. This is the zombie deck I prioritized, so this is the one we're going to make cuts for. By the way, while you're here, tell me, what is your favorite zombie commander? Some people it's a Scarab God. Some people it is Wilhelt. You know, I like them both. I think they're both great. Actually, Wilhelt is a secret commander in this one, but I'm just going to pull up my deck list, and I'm actually going to check one more thing up here. Let me see. By the way, how is your Friday Night Magic going, everybody? All right. We are in business. We are good to go. So let's talk about making some cuts, okay? So the first thing in general that I am going to look at when I am making cuts to a deck is I like to get the mana value lower. I really nerd out on this, and I've talked about this in other podcasts and other lives and things like that. But mana value is an idea of how quickly your deck's going to go off. Now, if you want to do some research on this because you don't believe me, you can feel free. But the total mana value, let's review what that is. For people that don't know, it's all of these pips added together. So the Scarab God's 5, Liliana's 3, the Diagraph Captain is 3. So the Scarab God, 5 plus 3 plus 3, the total mana value of these 3 cards is 11. A land has no mana value. You add Lucille, now we're up to 13. 14, 15, 16. So the total mana value of all these cards is 16. And you want to get that number down. Some people play with curve, all right? But curve's really hard for me because I got to start sorting my cards into little piles like this. And I kind of got to look at them, and I kind of got to see where they fall. And that gets really, really difficult. One of the things that I like to do is just go by total mana value. And honestly, if you go by total mana value, that will fix your curve. Because imagine you, on an extreme example, you loaded your deck with a bunch of Eldrazi Titans. Well, if you loaded your deck with a bunch of Eldrazi Titans and they're all 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 mana value, you're going to have a massive, massive curve. Now, mana value isn't, and I'm just trying to fix my camera, get me straight on, thank you very much. Mana value isn't quite everything because there are decks where it doesn't matter that much, right? Like if you played with the blue braids and you're just cheating stuff out every turn, you don't really have to pay attention to mana value. Prismatic Bridge would be another example of that. But in a game of Commander, you got to understand, you got to enact your strategy quick. And the late game in competitive Commander these days is like turn 7 and 8. It gets over. So if you have a bunch of stuff that you can't cast till later on in the game, you're already going to be behind. You got to get your deck moving fast and furious. Now, as proof for this, and I know I'm throwing a lot of theory at you, but this is really, really important. And Demo, it's great to have you here, and I hope you're getting a lot from these lives. I put a lot into my deck building, and I want everyone to have a great experience. So thank you for the kind words, and I'm glad you're here. Let me know what your favorite commander is, by the way. I would love to hear it. So here's the deal. You've got to enact your strategy quick. You got to get that mana value down. Now, when you look at some elite decks, like you're looking at the elite CEDH decks, you're seeing mana values like 130 for the whole deck, right? A lot of the really competitive bracket 4s are under 150. I've said before on record, to be anywhere competitive, you have to have a mana value of under 200. Now, this deck right here, this deck, the Scarab God deck, currently sits at 181. And that might seem... How do I word this? 181 might seem fast, but it's not fast enough for my liking. I would love this to be in the 160s. If I could shave like 12 off this, I would be psyched. That means it's going to move a lot faster. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to look at my list, and I'm going to see what I have that has a big mana value, all right? You just don't want to take out anything that's big because you are allowed a couple of bigger cards. Like you can shave mana value by taking a 3 casting cost creature and going down to a 1, all right? So you don't have to look at the big ones, but I start with the big ones. And the ones I usually start with are Planeswalkers, to be honest with you. Planeswalkers, there are some really, really good ones, but there are a lot of them that they're just too high of a casting cost for what they do. Now, Lily, she's got a 3. That's a good Planeswalker. I'm not going to remove that, and it does too much in the zombie deck, and it adds a lot of flavor, so I like it. But let's look at a couple of the other Planeswalkers that I have in here. And by the way, they're all Lilies. I don't need 4 Planeswalkers. Like, there's no world where I need that many of them. I honestly included them for flavor before I had 3 zombie decks. But now that I have 3, I can kind of spread them across the zombie decks and then figure that out from there, right? So we got Liliana the Last Hope. That's a 3. That's a lower casting cost one. I think that's worthwhile to keep that one. Let's see what else we have. We have Liliana Vess. Now that is a big one. That is 5. And I think I'm going to cut that because honestly, I don't think that does enough for a casting cost of 5. And that's really what I'm looking for, right? Like, what does this card do for the casting cost? That's really, truly what you are looking for. Now, I'm actually, as I go through these, I am going to also set aside, I just came across it here. It's not a Planeswalker, but Sidisi, the Undead Vizier. I like it, but it's casting cost of 5, and I just don't know if I need it in this deck. So I start with the bigger casting cost stuff because I want to get my stuff enacted. Turn 1, turn 2. We might go a Damnation, although I like a good board wipe. It's a great card. Maybe Prophet of the Scarab. It's casting cost of 5. I've never won a game because of, Prophet of the Scarab, so we might get rid of that. Bolus's Citadel, but that's one of those ones that even though it has a big casting cost, it's just a really, really good card. So these are the ones that I'm looking at that I might cut. And the first one that's going to go is Liliana Vess. Target player discards a card, search your library for a card, then shuffle your library, put that card on top of it. That's a tutor. It is a great, great card, but I do have, so here's where I go to like the secondary thing, right? How many tutors do I have in this deck? I have a Demonic Tutor, I have an Imperial Seal, I've got a Vampiric Tutor. Like, I don't know if I need the tutor ability for this card. So this one is one of the ones that might get cut. All right? So we are going to cut Liliana Vess. That's going to be the first cut I am going to make. That hurts, but I can always add that back at another time. So we're going to remove that, and I'm actually going to put this off to the side because that might flow down to one of my other zombie decks, okay? So I have one free slot. Now, what am I going to put in that slot? I've got to find something good with a relatively low casting cost. And it's got to be black. Now, Deadly Dispute, that could be an option. That's a great card. Phyrexian Arena, great card. Do I have a Mirkwood Bats in this deck? I already do. That's another great card. Oppression, that's a great card. Here's another Deadly Dispute. Pact of the Serpent, great card for a tribal, kinfolk type deck. Demo, Glissa Sunslayer and Dragon. Awesome. Muldrotha is so good, and I actually just filmed a Muldrotha episode, which you would love. Dam doesn't work. Viscera Seer, not a zombie. Let me see. Ornithopter of Paradise, do not need it. Pithing Needle, always a useful card. Okay. Changeling Outcast, great card and unblockable. Accursed Marauder. I can't believe I don't have an Accursed Marauder in this deck. That's actually an auto-include in a zombie deck, because I can keep fishing it back from my graveyard and get other people to sacrifice and use it as removal. So that's actually a great deal. Cursed Marauder, we're putting that in. Like, I can't believe I didn't have that in. That is a massive oversight on me. So now the mana value just went down to 178. And actually, I think that includes the deck. The ways I can abuse this with this deck are insane. And it's not always about value. Understand, I just cut a $10 card for a card that's worth 26 cents. Like, you know? Okay, so we're putting that in. Now, we have, what else do we have that's a big casting cost here that I have selected? We have Sidisi, the Undead Vizier. Not a bad card. Death Touch, Exploit. You could search your library for a card, put it into your hand, and shuffle your library. And when it enters, you can exploit and sacrifice a creature. So it kind of acts as a tutor. But again, I think I might be able to use that in another deck. Prophet of the Scarab. It's a 5. It allows for a lot of card draw, but that's never really won me a game with zombies, and there's a lot of card draw in here, especially with a Skull Clamp. So I think that's the weaker of the two out of Sidisi. I don't think Prophet of the Scarab does enough for me here, so we're going to get rid of that. All right. And now we have to include another card. And there is actually a card I'm thinking of. Demo, my Dragon. I took a lot of influence from your deck structure-wise. Mana value is currently 224. Too high. Too high, Demo. We got to get that down under 200. More mana rocks, more mana enablers. Now, we can look at my Dragon deck one of these days again, too. Ah, here is my binder, my Eternal Masters binder. There is a card I want out of here. Here it is. I actually have one. The Carrion Feeder. Great card. It is a 1-drop zombie. It's a sack outlet. I can get a lot of stuff back from my graveyard with this deck. That's a great, great card. That's better in this deck than the Prophet of the Scarab. So just know that I'm not cutting cards just like because I feel like cutting cards. All right, guys? I am cutting it with, does this get the mana value lower and is it stronger? That's the key. In this case, this is a better card than the Prophet of the Scarab God, and it gets the mana value down. So we started with the mana value at 181, and now we are at, let's see here, we just got it down to 174. So that's actually a pretty massive difference, all right? Like, we are getting after it. I'm probably going to need another sack outlet in here. So the next one I could include is something like the Deadly Dispute. And the Deadly Dispute is just one of those cards that's really, really good. Now, I think I still have too many Liliana Planeswalkers. I've got Liliana the Veil. I got Luca the Traveling Sound, which is Liliana of Dark Realms. It's a good card, but it's a casting cost of 4. All right. Really good for mana ramp. Now, here's something else you got to consider. Even though the casting cost of this is 4, it comes out and I can look for a swamp card right away, put it in my hand. So it does get me like a little bit of mana, but I just don't know if it does enough here. And I already have some Planeswalkers, and I don't think I'm going to need the mana ramp with how fast this goes. I already have some mana ramp cards. So I actually think I'm going to cut this. It's a Secret Lair card. That's one of the ones that's hard to cut for me, everybody, because it's a beautiful card. But I can save a couple of mana value on this. Maybe it flows down to another deck. Okay. So we are now going to get rid of that, and I am going to put in the Deadly Dispute. Okay. So let's put that in. That's an auto include. You can never have enough Deadly Disputes. Printing, and we're going to go, okay. Ooh. I probably need another sack outlet to sack some of my zombies like the Accursed Marauder. And this hurts me, this one here, what I'm about to do, because I'm about to take a card out of my Sephiroth deck. I was actually going to use it in my Sephiroth deck, but I think it's actually going to be better here. I'm going to find it. I already have a Gravecrawler in here. Man, this is tough. I don't want to do this, everybody, but I just think I got it, you know? Oh, I do not have a Recurring Nightmare in here either, and that's another great card and a great sack outlet. It is banned, but I love it. So let's look for a Recurring Nightmare. I was going to do Phyrexian Arena, but Recurring Nightmare certainly can make an appearance. And I have an extra one. It is banned, but again, we play with banned cards. What I was actually going to look for initially, you guys, is I was going to look for a Phyrexian Altar. Still might do it, but Recurring Nightmare can get put in here. That's going to be great with this deck. Bolas's Citadel, great card, but its casting cost is 6. And as good as it has never won me. It is a game changer, but it's never won me a game in this deck. I'm going to actually remove it. That's controversial. That really is. I think it might be better to remove Sidisi, but I also want that Phyrexian Altar in there. I got a lot of game changers in this deck. Like, I just don't think I need the Bolas's Citadel. It's tough. What do you guys think? Should I cut Bolas or should I cut Sidisi? What do you guys think? They're about the same in mana value. They're both good. If I cut Sidisi, I kind of want to put a creature back. I only got 27, but I got a lot of graveyard incursion here. So this is where it gets tough. What's your vote? I need friends right now for Recurring Nightmare. And yes, it's a banned card, but I play with banned cards, and it is insane. Do I cut Sidisi or Bolus? Which one do I cut? Vote now. By the way, smash that like button if you like this kind of content. But which one do I cut? Chime in. You're going to help me with this deck, all right? For Recurring Nightmare, what do we cut? Okay? Also, we do need a Phyrexian Altar here. I am going to make that change because that works really, really well in a zombie deck where we're sacking stuff. I'll tell you another one we could put in here. The City of Shadows. There's another land we could put in. That's a must. That's a no-brainer because it's a sack outlet. I got to have another City of Shadows here. Great card from the reserve list. Yep, got one. Okay. Any votes? Anybody? Are we going to cut are we going to cut Bolus's Citadel or Sidisi Undead Vizier? That's tough. Really tough. In the meantime, while I wait for your votes, I am going to take out a land here. I'm actually going to take out a Restless Reef. I do not need it. It's not really zombie themed. Okay, Restless Reef is gone. Put that there. We're going to put in a City of Shadows. $59 card. Massive. Okay. We're trying to decide, what are we going to cut for Recurring Nightmare and Phyrexian Altar? Need some sack outlets in this deck. The mana value's down to 172. All right, so we're doing good. We're doing good. We already have an Ad Nauseam. We have a Mikaeus the Unhallowed in this deck. Great card. Gray Merchant, we're not cutting that. That's too powerful. Could cut a Gisa and Geralf. Not going to lie. You know what else we could use in this deck? We could use a straight up counter spell. Wouldn't be a bad one. So we gotta make some cuts. We have a Damnation. Destroy all creatures. Can't be regenerated. What do you guys think? We do have a counter spell locked and loaded. Hi, Jaxie.
Hi, you know your friend Stanley? Like the one that loves jujitsu?
Yeah.
He came to get some lemonade.
Oh, good.
He lives in our neighborhood.
Oh, awesome, buddy. Say hi to everybody on our live.
Hi.
So we're trying to make some cuts to our deck.
What deck is it?
It is our Scarab God deck. And I'm trying to decide what to do. We have Recurring Nightmare, great card. Phyrexian Altar, and a counter spell. We got these cards, too, that we can cut. And I'm just struggling with what to cut here. Does that make sense? I already have a counter spell in this deck that takes care of that. Okay, I didn't think I had one, but I do.
I think the worst one in here is the counter spell.
Yeah, well, these are all great cards, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to get the mana value down in the 160s. We also have a Changeling Outcast,
Blue.
which is technically a zombie. It's unblockable. And if he gets all the zombie anthems, this is massive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you put him in our Rogues deck.
Yeah, I think we can cut Sidisi, Jax.
He looks kind of good.
He is good, but he can flow down to one of our other zombie decks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Sidisi's going to go. Okay? We're going to put in the Changeling Outcast, Jaxie.
Okay.
All right? No one's helping me online. All right, we're putting in the Changeling Outcast. Great card to use in any kind of tribal deck. That's an MH1. Okay, 168 for the mana value. We are cooking with gas now. We're getting down there, guys. Like this is starting to get elite. 181 to 168 is massive. So the last question is, the Bolus Citadel's really big. I'm not sure how I feel about board wipes. I really, really like them, especially in this deck, because it allows me to get an edge if I get in trouble, because I can get all my zombies back, you know? And it doesn't destroy my planeswalkers, and my planeswalkers are two of the things that allow me to get zombies back. Like if you look at Lily of the Veil, or sorry, Liliana, the Last Hope. Really good card. I actually don't know if I need Liliana, the Last Hope. I'll probably get rid of that too for something, right? But Bolus's Citadel, do we want to remove Bolus's Citadel? This is hard. I'm really like struggling with this one. Because it is a great card and it gets me some card advantage. Cost me life though. I'm thinking we're gonna switch out Bolus's Citadel for Recurring Nightmare, to be honest with you. Okay? So let's get rid of Bolus's Citadel. Let's put in Recurring Nightmare. And of course, Moxfield's going to tell me it's illegal, but I don't really care. The ban list does not have any power at my table. There we go, Recurring Nightmare. And we're going to switch up the version, because I do have the real one from Exodus. It also increases the value of my deck, and I don't mind that at all, okay? So Recurring Nightmare is going in for Bolus's Citadel. Boom. All right, now, the mana value of this deck is currently now 165. See, that's more like it. We're getting elite now, all right? Casting cost is going down. I kind of want to keep Damnation because it's a great board wipe. Works in this deck. I got a bunch of low casting cost zombies. Question is, do we want to get rid of Gisa and Geralf? Do I want to get rid of this Liliana, the Last Hope? I feel like Lily of the Last Hope could go, and we could put in the Phyrexian Altar. That might not be a bad play, okay? It'd be a 1-for-1, though. We're keeping Lily of the Veil, okay? I think Liliana, the Last Hope, has got to go, guys. It's either that or Gisa and Geralf. But Gisa and Geralf's a great card, man. It allows me to get a bunch of stuff back from my graveyard. But I also have a Geralf Visionary Stitcher, Geralf the Fleshright. That's a great card. Maybe Gisa and Geralf can go. That might be actually a worthwhile trade. Okay. Let me see. We're gonna look at this. Okay, there we go. During each of your turns, you can cast a zombie creature card from the graveyard, but you got to pay for it. I think the Phyrexian Altar is a better card than that. Gisa and Geralf, I'm sorry. Remove. What version of the Phyrexian Altar is it? Double Masters. And the value of the deck went right up. Okay, mana value is 164. I'm really happy with that. Really, really happy with that. Okay. So, we knocked a bunch off the mana value. It's in the 160s. That's what I wanted to do. I'm happy. I'm not cutting anything else. It's really, really good. I suppose I could cut that Lily for the Bolus's Citadel, though. Could go back up a bit. I wouldn't mind that. Or maybe go one of the other Lilies back. I got the mana value low enough that I think I could totally do it. What do you guys think? And that's how I cut, right? Like, we just go through. We're putting better cards for less mana value. Sometimes you got to take money value off. Sometimes you can add it. This is why power creep is so important. So we get Liliana, the Last Hope. Right, we got too big, too big, too big. Bull Citadel is good. This is a game ender. If you can get to this ability, you're good. And it allows me another Planeswalker. So Liliana, the Last Hope, can stay in here. But I kind of want to have the Bolas' Citadel. It is good. My mana value is 164. If it was 167, I don't think the deck would work that much different. I think Lily... Actually, let's do this. Let's go Lily and the Last Hope. We'll get rid of it. We'll need one Planeswalker in this deck. Okay. We'll put the Bolas' Citadel back. In this version, what version is this? Oh, love your LGS 2021. That looks like it. Yep. Okay. So the total mana value of this deck is 167. I think it's good. We're putting the Bolas' Citadel back because it is a game changer. And there we go. Down to 167. We're in the 160s. So that's worth it to me. 167 is a really good mana value. It's better than 181. I mean, at the very least, it improves, right? So we'll take that. Now we'll see what flows down to our next zombie deck. All right, there we go. Happy with that one. Next deck we are going to talk about. By the way, tell me your favorite commander while you are here. Let's move on to my next zombie deck, Army of the Dead. Very powerful deck. Similar color structure. Now we have to look at Army of the Dead. Goal is to get that one in the 160s. That's going to be a little bit harder. Because we are already at 194. This one's massive. Can't believe I don't have a Reliquary Tower in this deck. I need one. Should put that on my orders. Okay. This is Temet. Knock him on its will. All right. So you're going to draw cards. You're going to discard cards. Whenever you draw a card, zombies you control get +1/+1 until the end of turn. Okay. So I don't want to take out the Crypt Caller Chariot. I actually think that's really, really good because when you discard a card, you create zombie tokens. So that's good. Ebondeath Dracolich, great card for Graveyard Recursion. We talk about cutting Planeswalkers. We're going to have to cut some. Lost Monarch of Infer, maybe that can go. Crypt Breaker, no. Coat of Arms, maybe. Liliana, Waker of the Dead. That might go, but each player discards a card. Might go. I like Binding Mummy. Let's see what else. We're just looking what the potential cuts are. Maybe the Eternal Skylord. Again, maybe Prophet of the Scarab gets cut. Renewed Solidarity is not getting cut. Maybe on Wings of Gold, that might get cut. It's a really good card, though, and I like it for flavor. Do you know what I mean? But here we are. Okay, these are our potential cuts. Do we have a Herald's Horn in here? We do. Okay, so let's see what we can cut, team. It's at 194. We got to get this down. I feel like, well, let's see what we can include first. Pithing Needle, Pact of the Serpent, that's a really, really good one. Oppression, Phyrexian Arena, Deadly Dispute is massive, right? Wonder if I have a different Deadly Dispute. I don't know how much Dark Sonic fits into this. Here it is. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do. We got to get this one down. I think we're going to keep binding Mummy. It's a great zombie, okay. Forgotten Creation. Allows me to discard a lot. You guys got any suggestions for me? Because we're doing the same thing. We are trying to lower the mana value and systematically make the deck better. Question is, what are we going to get rid of, right? The other thing I want to consider is I do have a Liliana of the Veil in the other deck, so just for flavor, I could get rid of it. You know what I mean? Might be smart, because I'm already using one. But the question is, what do I put in? That's the hard part. Okay, so this is tough. We do have a Herald's Horn already. Restoration Magic is a great card, but it doesn't really fit. But it is good. So I might want to put that in. It's a really, really good usable card. Flowering of the Right Tree is really good. Great little creature anthem there. Clever Concealment is really good. Rest in Peace is a great card, but it does not go in this deck. Balance is a great card. And yes, I play with band cards. Okay. Generous Gift is a great card. Super usable. Okay. I don't have enough removal in here, right? Actually, I do. I have 3 removal spells. I only have 1 tutor because I ran out. So a tutor would be good. So you know what actually would be a good mix, guys, for real? This is a zombie deck, right? Not a dragon deck. So I actually think, because I don't have enough tutors, we can go Ancient Brass Dragon. Let's take that out. Remove. Great card, by the way. We can put in we're not going to put in Sidisi. We are going to put in, this is tough, we're going to put in a Deadly Dispute. This is a great card. It's almost always Deadly Dispute, right? Ooh, there's a really cool Secret Lair drop one coming. Okay. Mana value is now down to 189. Better. Okay. We're already using a Liliana the Veil in the other deck. What do you guys think? What should I cut? We're trying to systematically get the mana value down and make the deck better. What do you think? I wish I had a zombie master. Oh, I do have one in here. Not going to have an Undead Augur, but I wish I did. So what do you guys think? Any ideas here? We can cut Lily of the Veil. We used one in the other deck. I don't want to cut on Wings of Gold. I think it's too good. It's going to be hard to cut this one down. Not going to lie. Lily on a vest can go. Just don't need this many planeswalkers. Goodbye, Lily Vests. Goodbye, Lily of the Veil, because I have that in my other decks. Okay. Death's Majesty. I'm going to keep it, actually. Okay. Now, what can we put back here? Balance is kind of a good card. Generous Gift is a great card. It's a great removal spell. I think we're going to go Generous Gift in here. You can never have too much removal. We're going to give the Sonic treatment here. Kind of weird in the zombie deck, but it's okay. The deck's at 184. Okay. down from 194, whatever it was, which isn't bad, to be honest with you. We could always add a land. That's always a great way to get rid of the mana value. There are only, there are 37 lands. I got enough lands. I think, man, I think Restoration Magic White might win. What do you guys think? It's tiered. The end of the game, it is kind of a game winner. Let's go Restoration Magic. I think that's a super useful card. Okay. Beautiful. So, our mana value is, just so we're clear, 185. We're coming down. We're down from 194. We did cut some good mana value off. My main camera shut off. I apologize. I don't know why that overheated. Let me see if I can reconnect this, everybody. There we go. Back in business. All right, for the people that are still there, we're still trying to make cuts to this deck. We went from 194 to 185, but that's the basic plan, everybody. We are going to cut the mana value of the deck and make it better using better cards. Do I have a counterspell in this deck? And I do not. The hard part with a counterspell in this deck is it's double blue. All right, double blue is hard to pay in a card like this, yet at the same time, it's really, really good. Maybe we'll get rid of Waker of the Dead. That might go. We'll just keep Death's Majesty. Now we're down to 181. If I could get this in the 170s, I'd actually be really, really happy. Sucks to cut the Ancient Brass Dragon, but here we are. Phyrexian Arena. I think I need a counterspell. I don't have any counterspells in this deck. I wish I had a one-drop counterspell. I don't think I do. Let me look. Like maybe like an Arcane Denial or something like that. I just don't think I have one. Any suggestions, anyone? Do I have an Accursed Marauder in this deck? And I don't, which is a really dumb idea. It's one of the best zombies. That actually is going to go in there right now. Okay. Goodbye, Counterspell. Hello, Accursed Marauder. Mana value of the deck. 183. We are coming down. We're coming down, everybody. Really good for card draw. I think I can get rid of the Eternal Skylord. That one can go. Okay. Big casting cost for that. Does not do enough. I'll tell you that right now. What could we put in its place? And you know what I might put in? This card right here, super underrated. Pithing Needle. You want to take care of somebody's commander? That right there. $179. We are getting there. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Forgotten Creation could maybe go. Coat of Arms. I like Coat of Arms. Okay, here's another thing I talk about. Total. Accursed is a great card demo. Here's another thing I talk about. Mana Ramp. But Commander Steer, better in like a 4 or a 5, and it's a 3-drop. Wonder if I have anything better to stick in here because I do have a Lotus Petal, I have a Mana Crypt, I have a Soul Ring, I have a Talisman, I have a Talisman, I have a Thought Vessel. I think I have enough mana ramp. I do not have a Lightning Greaves in here. I could use a Swiftfoot Boots. That's a great card. Dark Confident is a great card. Toxic Deluge is a great card. What do we think? Eldrazi Monument is a great card. Just want to get this mana value down. I wonder what I have for artifacts. It's like a 0-drop. I wish I had like a another really good 0-drop card, you know? Do we have Dam in here? Yup, we do. Ornithopter of Paradise. That's actually a really useful card in Commander. And I actually think that's going to be better than a Commander Sphere. It's a creature, and it's flying, and it's less mana. Okay, let's go Ornithopter of Paradise. It doesn't get the value down a lot, but it's 1. Jumpstart 25. Okay, mana value is 178. If I can get 3 off here, I'm going to be happy, everybody. Help me get 3 off here, please. Just 3. That's all we need. Okay. Geese of the Hellraiser is a nice card. I feel like I don't commit enough crimes in this deck to make that worthwhile. Do have 30 creatures. Wonder. What do you guys think? Geese of the Hellraiser, maybe? Maybe Prophet of the Scarab? Endless Ranks of the Dead is good. Rooftop Storm is an auto include, like, to be honest with you. So, what do you guys think? Do I need the Eldrazi Monument and Coat of Arms? Eldrazi Monument's a great sack outlet. Works well in this deck. This is tough. Not easy. Not easy. I think Geese of the Hellraiser is going to get cut. I think that's the one that's got to go. Makes the most sense. So Demo, Prophet, I'm kind of with you on that because it draws cards equal to the number of zombies you control, which is massive. But you're right. Gisa is an anthem. I think you're right. I think Prophet of the Scarab's got to go. 173. Okay. Question is, what are we gonna put in its place? Right? Put a counter spell. It's probably the thing to do. I do not have one. Thank you for that, Demo. I've been struggling. I'm sitting here talking to myself on a live. All right, there we go. 175, right? Not bad. Not bad. Now, we could get rid of Forgotten Creation. Probably should. Not a great card. Let's sack that right now. It's only at 18 cents. I think I had that in there because it updated the original pre-con, to be honest with you. And maybe Phyrexian Arena. That's a great card for card draw. You draw a card and lose a life. Card draw is great. Whenever I draw a card, zombies get +1/+1. Let's go Phyrexian Arena. Why not? I think it's an underplayed card too, to be honest with you. And that is the Foundations one. It's a great card. We're down to 174. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Now, we have a Coat of Arms, great creature anthem. We have an Eldrazi Monument, really good in this deck to act as a sack outlet. Oppression is really, really nice. Lost Monarch of Ifnir could go. Not a bad card. But I think Oppression is better. Do I have a Lost Monarch of Ifnir in other decks? Let's look. Let's look. Yeah, I have one in my Hordes of Raccoon City, so I could actually do that. Let's go Oppression. Pretty card. Okay. And I'm not using an Oppression in my deck right now. So that can go. Mana value is 173. We're getting there. Do I want to trade a Gisa for a Pact of the Serpent? Demo, your last vote. I feel like Pact of the Serpent works better than a Gisa the Hellraiser in here. Do I have a Gisa the Hellraiser in another deck, though? Oh, it's got a comma. No, I only have one Geese of the Hellraiser, so I don't really want to get rid of it. It would work, but I just don't want to get rid of it. You know what I mean? What about one of these three for this? Is there any other cards I could get rid of? That's a question. This deck's looking tight. Looking tight. It's at 173. I could bring it down one more. Do I want to get rid of the Coat of Arms? I don't really want to because my zombies are going to go bonkers with it. Endless Ranks of the Dead. It's a great card. So is Pact of the Serpent. I do have an Endless Ranks of the Dead in The Walking Dead. I could get rid of it. It's great. But Pact of the Serpent is going to allow me to draw a lot of cards. You know? I don't think I can do it. I think I'm going to keep it like it is. 173 is good. I'm going to call it there. I like Endless Ranks of the Dead. It's a good card for all the zombies I'm going to have out. Make a lot of tokens. Wreck a lot of people's day. Could have done a bounce. Clever concealment. Stuff like that. But honestly, 173 is not bad. It's under 175. Better than it was. On the final deck, and this is going to be a little look into the future here, we are going to do a Jared Golgari Lich Lord. It's at 203 right now. We're going to get rid of some stuff, right? Maybe get rid of a Rise of the Dark Realms, although it's a great card. Maybe a Blasphemous Edict. Maybe get rid of some Planeswalkers. Maybe get rid of a Grave Titan. Maybe get rid of a Mikaeus the Unhallowed, especially. Oh no, I have a Walking Ballista in here. I don't want to get rid of that. I have a Sidisi in this one. Cool. Maybe get rid of a Greater Good. Yeah, there's some. Maybe get rid of the Behaviors. Yeah, I mean, I could do some work on this deck. I'll tell you that right now. Death's Majesty is actually a must in this deck. You know, I have Death's Majesty, right? Let's see, what did I end up putting in Army of the Dead, everybody? We might make a change. Yeah, I cut a lot over 20 mana. You are right, Demo. Army of the Dead, who's my Planeswalker in that? Okay, let's actually take some notes here. Planeswalker in the Hordes of Raccoon City is Liliana of the Veil. Imagine I made 5 zombie decks. In Army of the Dead, I've got Death's Majesty, but I think actually Death's Majesty works better in Jared Golgari. So maybe I can get rid of Death's Majesty. Choices, right? Hordes of Raccoon City's done. Army of the Dead. Let's do another quick change here. Just because I want to represent all my cards. So sometimes when I change decks, everybody, I will also play across decks to make sure I have some flavor and some different cards in every deck. And it looks like Death's Majesty is going to stay in my Jared Golgari deck because it is useful. So what are some of the lilies that got cut that would work well with Timid? Waker of the Dead would work well. I said I'm using Liliana the Veil already, right? Liliana the Last Hope could go in there. That one might work. Which one is that called? Do we remember? Liliana, the Dark Realms. But I like like Lily, the Last Hope. What do we think? What should we put in for Liliana Death's Majesty? The Last Hope or the Dark Realms? Let's see what the Dark Realms does. Oh, that's the mana ramp one. It's a really good one. But it works better in a mono black deck. And this Liliana the Last Hope is a great one. And that actually gets rid of Endless Ranks of the Dead. We're going to put Liliana the Last Hope in, and we're going to take out Death's Majesty. 171. Okay. Here we go. I'm happy with that. Gives me a bit of variety. I'm at 171. I'm happy. Not bad. Okay. 2 Planeswalkers. I'm okay with that. 171 is a much lower mana value, I'll tell you. If I could cut 2 more, that would be insane. Just 2. Wow. God Oterna Oketra. Don't want to cut that because it's a little bit of a collectible. Man. I could get rid of Endless Ranks of the Dead, to be honest with you. What lands do I have in here? We have an Adakar Wastes. An Underground River. We have the Caves of Koilos. Because what I was trying to see is if we could cut for a land, you know. Nathaniel Lee, thank you. The Last Hope did go in. You know what else we could do? We could cut Endless Ranks of the Dead for a land. That would actually work. We could do City of Shadows. It's a great sack outlet. Then we would go up to 38 lands. Nothing wrong with that. We'll deal with Sephiroth later. I think we could do that. Let's do it. We'll get under 170. I'd be psyched about that. But do we even need to? I mean, 171 is pretty massive. What do you think, guys? I think we should maybe keep City of Shadows for Sephiroth. If I feel like 160s is better, I just don't know if I have anything I can use. You know what I mean? Do we have a command tower in here? We do. I mean, you say of course, but sometimes I forget stuff, you know? Oh, Farseek. We do not need Farseek. We do not need a Sapphire Medallion. We got Nadokar Wastes. So I'm just looking through to see what else we have. We have some really good lands. I have a Disallow. Not a bad card. We did put a Deadly Dispute in here. Anyone got any thoughts for me? Time Civ, not a bad card. 38 lands does get me where I need to go. You're not wrong on that. Because 170 would be nice. But it's not just about mana value. Do you know what I mean? Seachrome Coast, not a bad little land. I don't have that in there yet. Sometimes a land is better. Super powerful, right? Just looking for more cards. Look at that swamp. So Nathaniel Lee, we're making card cuts for my Temet deck right now. I'm really big on getting the mana value of cards low. Or the mana value of the deck's low. It's a zombie deck. I'm trying to get the mana value as low as I can. And a land would do it, to be honest with you. Lands are not sexy, but they help a lot, you know? Let's see. Oh, my face cut off. Let's switch this up here. I think my camera's overheating, everybody. There we go. We're trying to make one more cut, people, and then we're done for the night, okay? So bear with me. Warren Power Stone. Not good enough to add to the deck. Scrawling Crawler, it's all right. Look through all my extra cards. I got a lot of extra cards, no lie. Okay, let's look through the good ones now. Toxic Deluge could be a good one. I don't have a Toxic Deluge in here. That would be actually an awesome card to include. Muzawa's Jit. Aetherflux Reservoir, not bad. Secret Rendezvous. Esper Sentinel. Beautiful one drop. That could certainly go in here, no joke. You know what actually could go in here? A Shadowy Backstreet with Surveil 1. Because there's some graveyard stuff in here. That would actually be a really cool include, no joke. That actually answers that. The Shadowy Backstreet is an upgrade. Thank you, Charles. Shadowy Backstreet is an upgrade from Endless Ranks of the Dead. I'm glad I looked through those cards. That made it easy. And I'm using Endless Ranks of the Dead in another deck. I like to spread my stuff apart. I think this deck got better. Yeah, let's do it. So the total mana value of this deck when we started was 194. Let's get rid of Endless Ranks of the Dead. We're going to put in a Shadowy Backstreet. Okay, so check this out. The mana value of this deck before we started, and Esper Sentinel shockingly did not make the cut. We're going to use that for another deck, okay? The mana value was 194, 198. We're down to 167. We cut a lot, and the deck got better. And that's the goal. You want to cut cards, but cut the mana value, but make the deck better. So now basically what we've done is it was 194. This deck's going to go a lot faster, okay? It's going to go a lot faster, and it's going to be a lot better. So that's kind of the thing with cutting cards, all right? So just as kind of like a final goodbye, because I got to go. It's getting late. It's been a long live, but thank you. Maybe I'll go live again tomorrow night. We'll see. But here's the deal. I cut the mana value of the deck down. I cut about 25 off this. Total mana values of symbols, right? And make the deck more playable and better. I don't think removing, I mean, the only big card we removed really was the Ancient Brass Dragon. And that's a great card, but I can use that other places. It's a massive casting cost. I could probably use that in a dragon deck or a graveyard deck or like a something like that. So I really think we got the mana value of the deck down, the playability of it up, and away we go. Another land. There's nothing wrong with adding more lands, more playable cards, all right? And away we go. Okay, so yeah, this deck is 167. I would say this just moved into my more elite category. Thank you very much, Demo. I appreciate it. I wish I could go all night. The next one we have to do, guys, the final zombie deck is my Jared deck. That's going to be a hard one. It sits at 202. It's going to be the next deck we have to cut down. Watch for that next episode. And away we go. Going through. Remember, cut your mana value. Add better cards for a lower casting cost. That's why the Esper Sentinel is so great. It's a 1-drop. Maybe the greatest 1-drop ever. Deathrite Shaman. That's why they're so good. And that's it. Lucas, Edgar Markov went. That's on the horizon. My Edgar Markov deck. Watch for that live coming soon. My Edgar Markov deck is really competitive and really good right now. It's called the Eastern Coven. But the mana value of that is 187. I got to bring it down, all right? So we are going to get rid of some cards from that. Maybe an Olivia Crimson Bride. Maybe a Vein Ripper. I know that sounds insane, right? Maybe a Vanquisher's Banner for a Herald's Horn. That might do it. We might add a land. Maybe take out Exquisite Blood and Sanguine Bond. We'll see. Maybe take out a Trouble in Pairs. Maybe take out a Stormkirk Captain. Maybe we'll put an Esper Sentinel in here just for fun. Take out the Bloodthirsty card. Yeah, that's going to be a hard deck to cut. No joke, Edgar Markov. But we got to do some cuts from it. So we will. Well, I got everybody. Make a deck elite. Cut your mana value. Better creatures. Lower casting cost. That's how you win. I'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to Talk to Myself too. I was really involved with like cutting my deck. Sometimes I just go live and cutting. Hopefully you learned a lot. Thumbs up if you learned a lot today. And that's it. We'll talk next time. Love you all. Stay tuned. Notifications. Turn your notifications on. Subscriptions, all those things so you know where I go live. And we do a lot of deck tech over the next few weeks, so I'd love to do it with you and make friends with everybody. Nathaniel, Demo, Indical, I missed your comment. Who are you building? I was working with Temet, my Scarab God deck, and my Jared Golgari Lich Lord deck. I'm working on those. Benjamin Colas, how are you? Thank you for coming by. Charles, thank you for coming by.